I'm a goal setter and I have always been a goal setter. It's just always come natural to me. As far as I can remember, I've just been a super driven person, and when I have my mind on a goal, I want to achieve it. This season's no different. I'm sitting my level 1 ski guides exam and aiming for some big peaks. For the last 5 years, I've just been focusing on film projects, and I've been lucky enough to go to some pretty amazing places around the world. We have to put our gear on before we reach the top, just in case we get shot at. Oh. Our goal for this trip is to summit Mt Tasman, and then we have a pretty committing descent down the SD Couloir. The SD Couloir is north facing on the west coast, and it's a pretty committing climb, 800 vertical meters, but once you pass the Bergschrunds, it's quite a straightforward climb to the top. From there you're up onto the summit ridge, and it's about another 300 vertical meters to the summit. I'm excited to head back to Pioneer Hut because I have not been there since 2007. Being roped into smaller yesterday as we were climbing up the face was just crazy. I've never really done anything like that before, and you know, we had ice crampons on and it was super icy and pretty intimidating, but I mean, I felt really safe being with Smalley and Fraser, so yeah, it was really fun. It was such a good experience, and we got to the top and skied our lines, and I mean, the snow was great. It was really cool. I just remember the pink pastel skies and the beautiful sunset looking over the ocean. My sidekick for this project is Sam Smoothy, and I'm just so stoked to have him along.
Really excited to get up Mt Tasman. I've been up a lot of peaks in the neighbourhood recently, so yeah, keen to give it a good old-fashioned hoon.
How good is this? Beautiful west coast. Got the Frenchies going to Middle Peak to speed fly off. Boys making their way down to the coal. Here she is. Oh, terrifying glory. Well, that's goddamn intense. Ah! Super jazzed. Oh, this is kind of gross. Jazzed. Fuck me. Here's some of the belly to bottom up. Here's some of it over there. And we're gonna ski out there. Some god awful river.
Super excited, been training for this mission for the last 2 years. We've got the weather window, we're on the west coast, we're heading up to Mt Tasman now, set up for camp, so pretty stoked that the season has been for this moment. Woo! We can see Tasman, the cloud is starting to clear, we can see our line for tomorrow, and it just looks so good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was so pumped to have a look at that summit cap. Like, That summit ridge from the top of the couloir just looks so eerie. It looks so cool. I love ridge climbing.
Looking at the slope from base camp, we knew there were going to be some challenges.
So you can see there's lots of debris. It's come down the face, unsurprising with all those seracs and rime ice up high. But it stops at a dead line, so it must be dropping into a bergschrund. So it could be what we call positive, you know. So it's just dropping there where the downhill side's actually higher than the uphill side. Could be quite a big slot to jump.
Tomas is on board with us to guide our photographer Jeff, and it's just so great to have someone on board like Tomas so we can bounce ideas off each other. We had some great conditions early in the season, and I convinced Tomas to come up Mount Aspiring and ski the West Face with me.
Fucking awesome climb.
Both of us have summited Mount Aspiring before, but neither of us had skied it. I don't think I could ever ski off Mount Aspiring again because the conditions were amazing and we were hooting and hollering the whole way down.
I think it took me about 5 hours hoping that sun would get off my face. Another 20 minutes and I'll be happy. You gotta have the 3 H's on the West Coast. Hilux, Heritage, Hectares. 3 H's are key to West Coast Tinder.
This past winter, when I wasn't studying, I was out exploring, and the Remarkables is just an amazing playground for that.
Will Roundtree won the North Face Adventure Grant, and he's a patroller up at the Remarkables and also an aspirant mountain guide in both skiing and alpine. And it was just amazing for both Sam and I to head out with him at the beginning of winter and just refresh our skills.
Got a bit more gear to grab on the way up, but great to get out and practice taking out and putting in trad gear because that's something I'm not really used to, so yeah, stoked. All right.
We need to figure out how to get Sam down. Maybe he needs to be lowered back to the anchor. Maybe, yeah, you're only a pitch off the ground and he's decided that climbing's not for him. So, there's numerous reasons.
You know, I'm still really learning placing natural pro, and Will's been amazing at teaching us some real good tips there, but, you know, it's all real fresh, so it's a lot of blood flowing around right now to a lot of places, except my hands. There is no blood in my hands.
I believe it is like 1:15 in the morning. A most unfortunate time of day.
Looks like it's a pretty clear night. There's a bit of wind, a nice freeze, so should be relatively good to climb up the couloir. We're going to give ourselves an estimated 6 hours to get to the top. That way we can kind of cruise up and not rush before the sun comes up.
Pretty excited to get out there. It's such an amazing mountain and looks so cool from the side. It's pretty cozy in my sleeping bag too. Just excited to get out there and start working through the puzzle and seeing how to get through the Bergstrand and get up the couloir onto the ridge. Hopefully there's not too much wind, and hopefully it's skiable. A lot of hope.
We've just reached the first of the Bergstrand. We are roping up just to cross it. We're getting closer towards the couloir. Conditions feel really good. We're super stoked. You.
Essentially, the couloir is pretty much a straightforward climb. It's just 800 meters continuous climb, but you know there's this huge open Bergstrand at the bottom of it, and you do not want to fall.
Oh wow. Pink. Sun's coming up. Snow looks a bit sketchy at the moment. We'll definitely have to let that soften. But yeah, just stoked to be climbing up here. About as steep as I thought it would be. I was expecting it to be steep. So yeah. But yeah, we're coming up to the crux of the couloir now, which is freaking exciting. It looks so fat in there. Yes. Made it to the top of the couloir, and the snow's pretty gnarly. We're gonna ditch the media team and summit Mt Tasman.
From the summit ridge, trying to get 5 people up to the top of the summit would just take way too long, and since Sam, myself and Tomas are a lot more experienced, we just knew we would move so much quicker, and we decided to leave the media team behind and push for the summit.
I guess the trade-off of being roped up meant it really slowed us down. But my number one concern was safety. The winds were just so strong, and that's when I knew that the summit might not be in reach.
We also knew that our media crew were sitting at the top of the couloir, freezing their butts off.
And then when I actually got blown over, I knew our summit attempt was over. It was time to turn around and get back to the rest of the team.
Let's stand back.
The 50k winds are more like 80k winds. Getting knocked off our feet. It's absolutely horrific. We're so close, but we tried. You know, but it's time to go home. It's too dangerous. Yeah, it's time to get out of here, but what a place.
Being roped up definitely cost us the summit, but our number one concern is our safety and the safety of our team, and I did not want anyone sliding off those icy slopes.
In hindsight, I would say that maybe I was too goal orientated, and I possibly could have put my team at risk, but I worked up this goal in my head for 2 years to summit Mt Tasman, and sometimes it's not on, and that day was not on to summit.
On these big peaks, like, you just have to be very aware of the thin line you're walking, and we decided that day the risk was too high, and we're more than happy to turn around, and that's just how you have to be when you're on these objectives.
I'm just so stoked to have Sam on this trip with me.
Because we know he is just so solid at everything he does, and if I feel nervous, he's always going to be the person that will go first.
That was exciting. Never done that before. I'm gonna try and make a turn. Just maybe give me some slack and just see how we go. Woo! That's terrifying first turn. Fuck me. I think I'll go off the rope. Thanks.
Smoothy was not stoked to be skiing down the Couloir. There was some good words used on the way down.
God damn, that's spicy. Yuck. Jesus. Ow. Oh. Oh, pretty fucking hideous. Oh, I need to be up there. That's fucking horrible. Oh my God. I hate this place. This whole line sucks.
Seeing and hearing Sam ski the Couloir reaffirmed my decision not to ski down.
Had this huge goal to ski down the Couloir, and I saw Sam survival ski it, and I just thought that, you know, maybe I should be survival skiing it too, but great decision to just put my skis on my pack and down climb. It was just so much quicker and so much safer. Yeah, it's gutting to not be able to achieve your goal when, you know, I've had a competitive career of everything is goal orientated. You plan your 4 years Olympic cycles, you plan your freeride world tour season, and you want to be on top. Your goal is to win. You want to be world champion. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to win a medal? And then you have a goal where you want to summit a mountain, but sometimes you can't control that because you can't control the mountains and the weather. It's out of your control. And that's what I love about ski mountaineering, all these challenges thrown at you.
What the mountain taught me on this project is that sometimes it's not your day, and that's okay. You can always come back, but your team is your #1 priority, and that's this team safety, and I'm just glad we all got down in one piece. Even though I didn't achieve this goal of summiting Mt Tasman, I still had an amazing winter. I passed my ski guides exam, and I got to ski off Mount Aspiring and achieve so many new experiences. So I'm just stoked we got down in one piece and we got to ski out of the mountains and enjoy it with my friends.